Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us. In today's video, we will be reviewing the Arm & Hammer Slide Easy Cleanup Clumping Litter. This litter promises that it will slide right out of the pan without sticking and without scrubbing. It also promises a 7-day odor-free home. We have been using the same kitty litter in our household for over 10 years. And recently I've become very dissatisfied with it. When I heard about this kitty litter, I was excited to try it because it sounds like it may have a solution to the problem that I face when I take care of my cat's kitty litter. A lot of people that purchase this kitty litter do so because they have issues with their litter sticking to the bottom of the pan. That is not our issue. Instead, our issue is with the litter sticking to the sides of the pan. And that's because Jericho likes to pee along the inside edge of the litter box walls. Now, thankfully, Jericho does her business inside the litter box and not outside the litter box. But every time I take care of their litter box, which is twice a day, it is challenging because I'm always having to clean off the large clumps that are stuck along the inside wall. So I'm hoping that I will find with this litter that won't be an issue. Before we get going with testing this litter, I'm going to show you what the problem is with our current kitty litter. It always makes me happy to see that they've used their litter boxes. But of course, that means I have a job to do to get them scooped out. Now, regarding the issue with Jericho liking to pee along the inside of the walls, I don't like to go in blind with the scoop. I like to go ahead and gently shake the litter pan so I can see where the stuck-on clumps might be. And so here we see 2 clumps. The clump on the side shouldn't be too difficult, but as you can see, it did break up a little bit. And here's the clump on the front. And as you can see, it's very difficult to get loose, and it breaks. I have the majority of what was stuck to the litter wall scooped out with the scoop, but I'm not going to try to get the rest of this with the scoop. Instead, I'm going to use a paper towel to try to get it all off. I'm going to go ahead and use a Clorox wipe to get the rest of it. And now I'm going to use a paper towel again to dry the area that's wet from the Clorox wipe. This is probably going to require 2 or 3 different paper towels to get all of the wet part dry. So this is a process that I go through every time I scoop the litter out, which is twice a day. Now, in today's case, I'm actually going to dump the old litter that's in here and completely clean the pan and then start fresh. But I wanted to go ahead and show you the normal process of what we go through. Before we open up the box and get started, I did want to show you what the back of the box looks like, as well as the side of the box with the instructions. The litter box is completely cleaned, disinfected, and dried, and it's time to add the new litter to it. But before I do, I wanted to go ahead and point out one of the benefits of having more than one litter box is that when you're trying a new litter, you can continue to use the old litter in one of the boxes and the new litter in a different box. This gives the cats the opportunity to choose which litter they like best. So let's get the new litter poured in. I poured the litter into the box, and you can tell by comparing the two boxes that the new litter in the pan on the right is a brownish color versus the old litter in the pan on the left. I did use the entire package, being as my cats use a jumbo-sized litter box, and they recommend that the litter be a depth of 3 to 4 inches. One of the things that really impressed me while I was pouring the litter was that it was dust-free. So now that we have the litter in the pan, it is ready for the cats to use. Jericho is already investigating the box. This is the next evening, and it will be the second time that I have scooped this new litter. The litter does scoop easily and remains a hard ball. This is going to be the third time that I have scooped the litter since adding the new litter. And so far, nothing has been sticking to the walls. I'm going to check to see if there's anything sticking to the walls this time. Okay, we did have something stick to the wall this time, but it looks like it will be able to clean up really easily. Let's see how the scooper does on it. It seemed to scoop pretty easily off the wall. It does look like there's an area that I'm going to need to clean, but I won't have to scrub it like I did the other litter. Okay, I have scooped the box, and so now I'm going to go ahead and clean off the area that's stuck to the side of the box. It does clean off much easier than the previous kitty litter does. I bought a second box of the slide kitty litter to add to the pan because I was concerned that there wasn't enough litter in this pan. I'm going to go ahead and pour in the extra box that I bought so you can watch the process and see how dust-free it is. I find it interesting that although it's the same litter, the color in the second box is different. I did look on the website earlier today for this company, and they did indicate that there is sometimes a slight variation in color, but I wasn't expecting the difference to go from brown to gray, so that's surprising to me. I'm going to go ahead and mix it together. My favorite thing about this litter so far is that it doesn't track. The clay litter that we usually use does track, and I sometimes find little pieces of the clay litter throughout the house, and that bothers me. And so far, this has not tracked anywhere. It is a very hard clumping litter, which is very important to me. And the clumps are not falling apart when I am scooping them. So far, I have been very pleased with this litter. So on the new box, I want to show you again how well this scoops. Jericho and Thunder have been using the new Arm & Hammer Slide Easy Cleanup Clumping Litter for a week now. As you can see, it does still stick to the walls of the litter box, and so it was not solving the problem that I hoped that it would. However, with that said, it does scoop off the wall a lot easier, and cleaning the wall is also a lot easier. Now that Jericho and Thunder have been using this kitty litter for several days, I feel comfortable closing this review and sharing my final thoughts with you regarding the Arm & Hammer Slide Easy Cleanup Clumping Litter. Although it did fail to meet my original expectation of not sticking to the interior walls of the litter pan, it is much easier to clean off the walls than my current litter. I think given that Jericho pees directly on the walls would have made it difficult for any litter to live up to that expectation. The thing that I love most about this litter is the fact that it is trackless. I'm not finding the kitty litter tracked throughout the house, and that right there is enough to seal the deal for me. This litter does a very good job of clumping, and it's very easy to scoop. It also does an amazing job with odor control. I haven't noticed any odor at all. Because the Arm & Hammer Slide far outperforms the kitty litter that we have been using, I'm going ahead and making the switch to this litter. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you found it helpful. Have a great day.